Okay, so hey y'all, it's me again, your favorite co-host on the radio. I'm back. And this time it's from a poll. Yay! I'm going to recommend everybody like check up with the community post a lot more because I plan on being there a lot more, and I will hold polls every now and then to see what kind of video you guys want. And by popular demand, 11 rows, but still, by popular demand, it seemed like all of you guys wanted a Helluva Boss rewrite and redesign video over the human designs. I was happy with doing either, but I really wanted to do the rewrite and redesign video. But trust, you still will be getting the as humans video as well. Don't get me wrong. First, I was gonna say I wasn't going to do any Helluva Boss video ever because it's not my favorite thing in the world. But, because there's such a close line in between love and hate, this is where we are now. So yeah, on to the video. All right, so I'm gonna get through the worst before we get to the best. So the worst here is Blitz. Now, I don't know about you. I could probably tell from the fandom, but lots of people love this guy. I don't love him. His design is all right. It's it's an imp. It is an imp. And I do respect that. Like, I was thinking that's why it took me a while to really do a redesign for Helluva Boss and more specifically Blitz, because I don't really have like a idea for what to do for the imps. Like, I think it's fine. I think it's fine on its own. I'm not saying it can't be improved upon, but I am saying I wouldn't know how to improve on it. So yeah, I do like the tail a little bit. I like the spikes a little bit. I don't really understand the gloves and his shoes or his boots or whatever. I think they're supposed to be cowboy boots. I was going to include that in my redesign, but I kind of forgot he liked horses. It's insane. And then my last gripe is mainly the weird emblem on his head. Like, I don't really understand what that's for. But other than that, like, I think it's a fine design. I can't really say whether or not it's good for animation because I don't animate, but overall, I think it's okay. So yeah. Going into my redesign, I mainly wanted to just make him look more like a creature. The problem with imps is that they just look like little devils, and I didn't really know how to expand upon that. So instead, I just placed like a few of my headcanons on him. I know I see a lot of people, like, he's related to a lizard a lot of the time, so I wanted to kind of do more with that, but not make him look like a shark or like Striker. So I gave him kind of instead of a lizard, he's more of like a dinosaur, like reptile. That's what I was going for, a reptile, right? I gave him a crooked tail because he's crooked. So yeah, I don't know. Dynamic tail shape. I don't know. I did take away his fingerless gloves because once again, I don't really understand those. I don't know what the eyeballs are for. Somebody explain that. Explain this to me. I'm not like a huge Blitz fan, so I don't really know anything about him. Even though I watched the show, I don't know much. I made him darker. Like, I made him more purple because in my rewrite, I thought Blitz could be from the Envy Ring since he just seems like such an envious guy. So I figured if imps are supposed to represent what ring they're from, him being from the Envy Ring would make a lot of sense. Now, don't get me wrong, he does end up in the Greed Ring eventually, but he is from the Envy Ring. My thought was that when he was younger, somehow he became an orphan, and Cash Buxo, I'm pretty sure is his name. He ended up picking him up and bringing him into, the circus in the Greed Ring. So he's from the Envy Ring, grew up in a Greed Ring, right? And that's where he ended up meeting Fizzarali and Barbie Wire and all of his other friends who he thought of as siblings. This was when I realized I accidentally like low-key made it about child trafficking a little bit, because it is quite literally just finding homeless children off the road and putting them to work. So oopsie. I originally was going to give him fins because he was from the Envy Ring, and kind of make his tail like wider, or not even really give him like a point on the tail. But I figured if he was the main character of the show and you couldn't tell that he was some form of demon or imp because I didn't give him a little devil tail, that would be kind of bad. So I gave him a little devil tail. I figure he did not meet Stolas when they were kids. I hate that plot line. I'm so sorry. I hate it so much. So no, that he was not bought or anything as a child. What did end up happening though was the tent that Fizzarali was in on his birthday did get set on fire while everybody was there, and the woman, her and Barbie Wire, ended up getting caught into it as well as Fizzarali, but Blitz got away. He could have saved Fizzarali, but he did not. And he got away, and Fizzarali was badly injured, and Barbie Wire and Blitz's mother, who isn't his mother in the story, are presumed dead. So yeah, from then on, Blitz did just go on to scrabble and scratch up the money to get a building. Somehow he probably cheated someone out of it. And that's how he ended up forming IMP. Did he meet Moxie in jail? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't gone that far, but that is the main thing of where Blitz came from. He doesn't really like to talk about his past. With the whole thing of Blitz's exes and his past coming towards him, I really wanted to keep that in this story. Like, I will probably add like 2 more characters that are exes of Blitz in some way. And it's just constantly, he runs into these people from his past and he does not want to deal with it because he knows he's in the wrong, but he doesn't necessarily want to admit it. He doesn't want to admit it. And I know that this is the writers of the show wanted, but I don't think that's really what we got, because in my story, he will definitely learn to apologize. Blitz is a undiagnosed narcissist. Like, he is not going to admit that he is in the wrong, and everyone will hammer it in until he is forced to admit it. This is not a case where people will just immediately let him off the hook or immediately forgive him or just immediately forget whatever he did. No, he does stuff and he will have consequences. And I figure one of the first people that should come up is, just like in the show Verasica, where it is an ex that he did very wrong and will not let up about it. And we need more like that. Yeah, as for his suit, I know, just straight up going back into the redesign. For his suit, I did change it just a little bit. I took away the puff balls or whatever because I just didn't like it. I know it's supposed to be like, oh, parts of his past, like him being a clown, is like showing up in his outfit. I get that. I don't like the puff balls. And also, I don't like whatever this thing is. I can't really say what it is, but I'll show it in the video. Yeah, I don't like that. And just in the Has Been Hotel video, I do what I want, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I don't know if you knew this, but I do what I want, and I took that away because I don't like it. Other than that, I think that's it for Blitz. Stolas. I can't say favorite, but the one I hate the least and the most at the same time. I cannot stand this guy, but I love him. I redesigned him so much over the years, but I figured now is the time to just settle on a design. So that's what I'm gonna do. But before we do that, we have to talk about his original design. As much as I like Stolas, his original design, like, literally makes me want to just explode. I hate him. Just top to bottom, like quite literally starting from the top, his top hat, what? Just what? Like, You don't understand how much research I put into Stolas. Even though there's not a lot of information on him, still, I put a lot of research in him. Nothing about Stolas tells you he should be wearing a top hat. Why is he wearing a top hat? Why? And then on top of that, the crown and the top hat, Vivzy Pop, please, I beg of thee, stop this. It has never been good. No one has ever liked it. Vivzy Pop, please, I beg of you, please. We're scrapping it. He don't have a hat no more. He collects gems and he likes plants and he charts the stars. I don't see why he needs a top hat. Because I don't really get it. I do like the feather cape or whatever, but like, I didn't include it. In a like very old design for Stolas that I had, I did try to include it because not only is he supposed to be a great horned owl, but like sometimes he's a raven. So I wanted to include that, like have raven feathers on him and everything, but I didn't really include it. I might put it on him in a different outfit because I'll draw as many outfits for my Stolas all day. But for now, he does not have that. But I do like it, I guess. Whatever's happening underneath the cape, don't even ask me. Don't ask me. Don't, as a Stolas fan, don't ask me what is happening here because I don't know. I don't know. Remember when he had pants and now he doesn't? I remember. I remember when Stolas had pants. You know what Stolas I miss? I miss the one from the pilot, but we're not even gonna get into that. Let's go into my redesign. Woohoo! I already said that he's supposed to be a horned owl and a raven, right? I understand he does not have big ears. Let me explain. I do like the fact that Stolas is a barn owl because when you look up like the creepiest owls, barn owls are up there. And I like Stolas being creepy. Like I want Stolas to be scary when he needs to be. I want him to not understand just how intimidating he really is. And I know my art style doesn't really like convey that, but my thought was that he could be a barn owl creeping someone out because it's like barn owls with these eyes and they just stare at you, these beady like circular eyes full of black. It's just like, what is happening, right? So yeah, I wanted to kind of have that. Plus I like the heart shape because that's Stolas's whole thing, is trying to find love, trying to find acceptance and all of that. So I like having the heart shape on his face, you know, like, I don't know, kind of giving like wears his heart on his sleeve a little bit. I did put a line in the middle though. I forgot what owl I was referencing. I don't know, but I did put a line in the middle to show like a broken heart a little bit. I might do like a zigzag so that it could be even more obvious, but like it's like low-key a broken heart. Because I like Stolas' whole thing with hearts. I'm sorry. I made him emo again. Remember emo Stolas? We miss him. Bring him back to us. Like, I love Stolas being an emo. Like, okay, yeah, he's like 40 something. So what? Emo. Like, please give me my emo prince back. And plus, like I said, sometimes he comes in the form of a raven. So dark clothes. Come on, guys. Keep up. Also, he charts the stars. It's night. Dark clothes. Keep up, you guys. Listen to me now. I just gave him like normal Prince stuff, to be honest. Like I gave him a cravat. I think it was because I wanted something to be around his neck to symbolize like it's choking him, because his title and how he is seen is just like keeping him, holding him back from his true self. He just wants to be free, guys. I wanted to have him have like a really frilly outfit, so that's another reason for the cravat and like the frilly shirt, because, you know, frills, he's a prince, he's wearing that because he's important and special, and like he has like gold rings around his pants because Prince and gold, and he's royal and he needs to act and look a certain way. I wanted to include gems on him because that's like a key part of Stolas. He likes gems and plants. That's what I did for him. It's kind of basic, but I mean, he's a prince. He ain't a king, so he don't need to be wearing all that. Plus, he doesn't really, like, he grew up a royal, so that's all he knows, but that's not like his personality. Like, he is spoiled, of course. He's very much like prissy. He's a prince. He has like standards a little bit. And like, he's not gonna go out in a tattered cape, but you know, he's also not gonna go out covered in jewelry and, you know, glistening and shining and whatever, because like, that's not really who he is. I don't really understand what the little tips of makeup are for. I mean, it's not even makeup though, is it? It's just like a part of him. Vivzy Pop loves just doing that to characters. I don't really know why. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing she does, and I just don't really do it. So yeah. Yeah, I just gave it to him as like his goth makeup when he's like dressing up for Blitz and all of that, and he put on his cape and there's like a galaxy in his cape. And I like to think that because he spends all his time in the stars, he doesn't notice that like stardust attaches to him, and so like whenever he goes, he looks like he's dropping glitter, which just makes it seem like he's more, you know, like, ooh, so fancy without even realizing it. I really like Stolas being just oblivious. I'm not gonna say he's not like faulty. He's not a great dad. But he is like very oblivious to certain things, and one of those main things is how he is seen in the world, like how he presents himself as this great and intimidating, creepy prince, this owl prince that takes no BS or whatever. And it's like, he a little scary. Like, and he's the type to be like, no, come up and talk to me. You know, he has open arms and all of that. He doesn't mind talking to imps or people of lower status. You know, he doesn't really care. He's kind of like a pink diamond, but not spoiled. Like, he's welcome and willing. It's just nobody wants to because he's scary. Like, he's scary and he's a prince, and we already know the society around hell is very much like anybody could do anything to you if you were imp. So definitely, if you were imp, you probably not gonna talk to him. And plus, he has imp servants, so it doesn't seem like he's really on their side. You know, he doesn't know, guys. He doesn't know. Should he learn? Yes, but he doesn't know. And as for his relationship with Octavia, it's still very strained. I rewrote it to seem like it's more so while he was married to Stella, it was very, obviously it was very toxic. I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as say it was physically abusive, but definitely verbally. Octavia didn't necessarily see that part of it though, since Stella, I assume, was just not really around the house most of the time. And Stolas, as much as he tried to hide his sadness from his daughter because that's not her problem, she still saw how sad he really was and how little energy he really had. So she really kept her distance because she didn't want to bother him with her, you know, childish things, because she knows he's dealing with adult stuff that she doesn't know anything about and she can't really help with. So it's more so when Stolas reaches out, she's happy to talk to him and be with him, but she doesn't really do it herself. And because Stolas is so in his head and not really like conscious of those around him, he knows Octavia is distant and he's trying, but he doesn't really know why she's distant. If I haven't told you already, he's a very messy person. He doesn't think things through. He's very oblivious, as I've already said, and he's not in control. And it kind of seems like life just keeps going while he's trying to catch up. And that's really all that's going on with him. Can you tell who my favorite is between these two? But yeah, that's about it for Stolas, really. I just wanted to make him more emo. And I wanted to take that stupid top hat off his stupid head. I I don't know about the multiple eyes. I get like he's supposed to be a demon, but it kind of feels like they pick and choose when he has multiple eyes. I don't know. Guys, I don't know. Anyways, please don't like burn me alive for this one. I know Helluva Boss is a very controversial topic, but I just wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to talk about my redesign and my rewrite. It will probably be getting updates in the community tab and my Tumblr. Go check out my Tumblr because that is where I will be posting a lot more photos. I'm a lot more active on there. Maybe a Has Been Hotel video soon. But until then, thank you for listening to my voice. Co-host out.